Oh, Rob, also, doesn't it take a lot less water to grow hemp, too?
Well, hemp is basically, for anybody listening, hemp is a marijuana plant without the THC crystals. The THC crystals is what gets you high. So hemp, although you hear lots of jokes about, dude, we should roll your shirt up and smoke it, it has like less than 1% THC, which basically means zero. And you cannot get high from hemp. It's the same plant. It's grown like with different light, a different place on the hill. It's controlled in such a way, and it does not have the psychoactive elements in it. So there really is no honest reason to not utilize it. You know, I mean, like I said, we can make fuel from the hemp seed oil. Who doesn't need fuel nowadays? Don't we need fuel?
Yeah. We actually have one more caller too.
By the way, at least the last 3 or 4 presidents have also admitted to smoking marijuana.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we have a caller from 909 now.
Go ahead, caller. We got a couple minutes for you.
Hello?
Caller. Hello.
Hello.
Are you there? Space
Hello?
Earth.
Caller from the 909.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead. You're
Yes,
on
we
the
can
line
hear you.
with RVD, Sandman, and Mr. X.
Officer X, not the masked wrestler from the 80s.
It's a pleasure to talk to all you guys. I was just listening to the show.
Hey, what do you have to contribute?
Well, I'd like to just agree with Rob on that whole thing about the hemp there. I just wanted to say that I knew a little bit about that and the whole George Washington thing, and you know, I'm kind of sick and tired of how everyone has this I don't know, reefer madness mentality about the whole cannabis issue. I think it definitely needs some resolve and some reform.
Where are you from?
I'm from Lake Arrowhead.
909's out here, Sandman, California.
Oh, is it north of you?
It's northeast of me. It's called the Inland Empire.
Yes, sir. The IE.
Yep. So, you know, I gave you a statistic that I use a lot in marijuana, generating an estimated $35 billion in the country that just goes to the streets. This article that I'm reading, that I'm going to be writing a foreword on it, has some other numbers that are pretty interesting. It says, this is according to a 2006 Columbia University report, it says that Americans spend over $130 billion annually on alcohol. Let's see, the alcohol industry bought over 340,000 television ads in 2007, totaling just under $1 billion. Anheuser-Busch, since 2001, has spent over $2.2 billion placing television ads, and then followed by Miller and Coors. So they have all this exposure, advertising alcohol every which way. You see it all over billboards. You see it at the Super Bowl. Drink alcohol, tastes great, less filling. And with all that, Americans spend over $130 billion on it. By contrast, there's no commercial advertising dollars being spent to market marijuana.
Only ads against it.
Right, and yet still, it says here, experts estimate the retail value of the domestic marijuana market to be $113 billion per year, a figure that rivals alcohol.
That's a pretty big.
Did you imagine if they advertised it?
Yes, I can. That's why, you know, I'm excited about this Assembly Bill 390 that's going to be looked at in the spring in California. A recent voters poll said 56% of California voters want to see it legalized. Arnold, our governor, is on board now. It's got a real good chance of going through. I'm going to be doing my part as much as I can. Like I said, you've seen me on Geraldo. I write for a lot of the marijuana outlets. And in June 4th, Sonia and I are going to a big marijuana policy project party at the Playboy Mansion. And I'm really looking forward to networking with the media. I'll be going down the red carpet, putting my face in every single camera that I can, trying to make connections, trying to educate, and hopefully scoring a few business cards of people that want to offer up some TV time to do a debate.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm sure the governor is for it because you guys just lost your credit rating. Like you said, you don't want California to go bankrupt. Hey, I think the best way to get California and the best way to get the rest of the United States out of this economic downturn could possibly be the growing of marijuana and or hemp.
Yeah,
we have to consider it. We have to consider it. It's time for people to quit saying, oh, no, I don't even want to hear about that. That hurts my ears. Marijuana not being bad, that hurts my ears. That's like saying you don't know that some dude named Jesus Christ was born from a virgin. That hurts my ears. That's like saying that some of the military guys that died overseas weren't heroes. They were still assholes. That hurts my ears. I don't want to think about it. No, it's time that we open up our brain and use an open mind and at least learn the facts. California is my favorite state I've been in. I could live anywhere in the world that I want to, and I love L.A. It's the only place I can imagine living, and that gives me a whole new reason to fight for this. It's the right thing for the state. It's the right thing for the people, for the economy, and it's the right thing to do for the plant. The marijuana plant is the most innocent plant, never hurt anybody, and eradication is not an option. After 70 years of fighting it, it's more grown and more used than ever before. So why don't we look at that and say, well, you know what? Maybe the government can't eradicate marijuana. Maybe we need to figure out how to use it to our advantage. If not, then California is going to go down, and they're not going to know it because everybody's head is up their ass.
Yeah.
Oh, Rob, thank you so
Pretty
much for all the information tonight. Corey, are we running up against the wall time here?
Actually, it bumped up automatically because we went over our time limits. We got about 30 minutes left.
Oh, good. Then maybe we can get some more callers in here. Rob, you can stay or you can go. Officer X, you can stay or you can go. Anybody that wants to call in, you can stay or you can go. Baby doll, we want you to stay. I really think this is such an interesting topic, especially since the times that we live in today. It's like, when are we really going to get into the 21st century? I mean, it's like we're still living in like the 19th century here. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, alcohol prohibition was largely due to conservative, and it's probably not incorrect to say Christian viewpoints of that time period. It's religiously motivated.
1920 through 1934.
Yeah, exactly. And at that time, especially out here in L.A., I mean, Hollywood just became its own city in 1903, and they had a big meeting with like the 700 people that lived here at that time. They all had a meeting at the Hotel Hollywood, which doesn't exist anymore, and they voted through, that we're going to have our own city, which lasted until 1910, and we had to annex with Los Angeles because we needed a water supply up in Hollywood. But at that time, not only did they open up, start their own city, but they all agreed, you know what, we're going to make it a dry city. Because of their conservative ways, they were very religious. They believed that drinking was a sin. You're talking about coming into the 21st century. The big book has a factor in so many of the decisions that run our country right now. And I'm not trying to stray away from the topic because a lot of people will show you in the Bible references that tell you to smoke pot, and that's all led up to perception,
right.
In perspective. But the point is, we live by the rule of the Bible. I mean, you can't even drink on Sundays or buy alcohol on Sundays in a lot of places across the country. Bars and even stores that sell alcohol aren't allowed to sell it on Sunday. There's, you put you're expected to tell the truth in a court of law on whether you murdered your wife or not because you're under oath of the Bible. All that to me says that people really, really haven't moved that far forward or progressed. And I mean, as I said, probably most people listening to this are cigarette smokers. Probably most people listening are also followers of the Bible. So, listening to my open mind and free thinking may offend a lot of people. It is what it is. I just want to inspire people to think for themselves. And ultimately, I believe people don't want to think for themselves. They want people to tell them what to think. They're fine with being brainwashed since they were little kids and having their thoughts develop from that. And when you think about it, I mean, it's 2009. It's 2009. It's time to make changes and run our own lives instead of in fear of being a sinner.
Well, I think, Rob,